and you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you let Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
January 22nd, 2008, marked a sorrowful milestone for film enthusiasts. A prodigious talent, Heath Ledger, bid farewell forever. The Joker character on screen was forever stopped by his sudden death. If history had taken a different turn, perhaps the world would still behold a distinguished Mr. Ledger gracing the silver screen weekly, with a glorious film career lying ahead. On the occasion of the ill-fated actor's birthday, let's revisit his life in a unique manner. With his natural talent and extremely immersive acting method, Heath Ledger has elevated Joker into one of the most popular villains in cinema history. Yet, despite his luminous brilliance, enigmatic mysteries still shroud aspects of his life. While practical explanations have emerged, scattered clues continue to perplex. The outcome remains unclear. Today, we will delve deep into the entirety of his life's events, unveiling all secrets in this video. Before we commence, let's take a look at these photos. This album encapsulates all the significant events in Heath Ledger's life. After viewing these images, if any event leaves you curious, comment below this video, and together we shall unravel them. Now, let's embark on the journey to uncover the mysteries surrounding this talented actor's life. Don't skip this video, trust me, all your questions will find answers in this analytical presentation, including his role as the Joker. Heath Ledger's full name is Heathcliff Andrew Ledger. He was born on April 4th, 1979, into a middle-class family in Western Australia. Despite his family not having a tradition in the arts, Heath himself became enamored with the field early on after participating in school plays during primary school. Therefore, at the age of 17, the actor decided to drop out of school and, along with his best friend, roamed around Sydney to audition for small roles in television shows. With his handsome looks and innate acting talent, it wasn't difficult for Heath Ledger to catch the eye of filmmakers. However, his career truly flourished with his portrayal of the charming bad boy Patrick in 10 Things I Hate About You in 1999. Years later, people still reminisce about Heath Ledger's performance in this role as an unforgettable memory of the charismatic high school heartthrob. This also marks an unforgettable milestone in his career. After the success of 10 Things I Hate About You, Heath had to navigate through days of confusion, pondering whether to halt or proceed further in the early glow of stardom. Amidst those tumultuous months, Heath decided to shed the image of a teen actor by taking on a series of more mature, rugged, and gritty roles. The actor ventured into a dramatic war film, The Patriot, but it didn't leave much of an impression. After this initial setback, Heath became even more uncertain about the direction of his career. He began taking roles somewhat indiscriminately, mainly to discover his true favorite persona. While it seemed that the actor might get lost among the big names of his time, fortunately, that turbulent period eventually ended with a meeting with director Ang Lee for the film Brokeback Mountain in 2005. It can be said that Heath Ledger came to Brokeback Mountain as if by fate, just as Brokeback Mountain came to director Ang Lee. Circumstances aligned perfectly, and Brokeback Mountain made a significant impact on Hollywood cinema. Although the final work failed to win the Oscar race in 2006, and Heath missed out on his first prestigious award in his career, the film still fulfilled its duty and elevated Heath Ledger's name to new heights. With 17 years in the film industry and 22 film credits, it's not an overly long period for any actor in Hollywood. Perhaps it's for this reason that even after his fall, people still only remember him for a role that elevated him to legendary status, the Joker. In reality, it's evident that Heath Ledger wasn't the only one to portray the mad clown Joker. However, mentioning Joker invokes Heath Ledger, mentioning Heath Ledger entails Joker. Many even argue that the actor was born to play Joker. Without him, Christopher Nolan's genius directed The Dark Knight might not have been as successful. After Heath's death, people rushed to find answers why, how. Countless reasons were put forth, with some even suggesting that Heath's immersion into the character of Joker led to his demise. Perhaps due to overwhelming grief, all people wanted was someone to blame for the actor's departure. Yet, the truth we know is that he died of an accidental overdose of various medications. However, there's still a secret in this story, which we will reveal in the next part. Stay tuned. Now, let's analyze his character through the emotions of those who worked closely with him. Colleagues who worked with the actor probably understood him better than anyone else. Naomi Watts, an actress who once dated Heath, described him as a cheerful man who laughed a lot. In 2014, Julia Stiles, his co-star in 10 Things I Hate About You, recounted working with Heath. He was great, always full of energy, a lovely and strong person. Moreover, revelations about Heath's rigorous preparation for the role of Joker may have led audiences to believe that filming The Dark Knight was grueling and exhausting. However, according to recollections from his opponent, on screen, Christian Bale, Heath was always cheerful and relaxed whenever he wasn't in his Joker costume. These accounts somewhat ease our minds, knowing that he didn't deliberately endanger his life. For Heath Ledger, fully immersing himself in each role, both in acting and in life, was a tremendous achievement in itself. Money, fame, or status were never his goals. He always cherished freedom, yearning for experiences and challenges. Perhaps that's why there were no limits for Heath. An interesting fact, you may not know, Joker wasn't the role he aimed for when deciding to audition. So what was it? In the initial audition for The Dark Knight, Heath wanted to play Batman, but he was rejected. This is quite common for actors. He wasn't the only one rejected for a role only to find a better one later. This failure turned out to be the leverage that helped him secure the role of Joker and achieve unprecedented success. He was exceptional in this role and even won an Oscar for his performance. Heath's portrayal of Joker terrified Michael Caine, a sentiment many of us can somewhat agree with, somewhat surprised by. Michael Caine, who played Alfred in The Dark Knight, shared that he had never seen anyone play Joker better than Heath. He was able to highlight the character's psychological aspects remarkably. Heath's performance scared him. Caine said that between the clown makeup and Heath's psychological performance combined with a dark sense of humor, working with Heath was a frightening experience. This shows just how brilliantly Heath portrayed this role. All the impressions from colleagues and audiences alike prove that he was born to play Joker. You know, superhero movies usually don't win Oscars. The Oscar is typically awarded to actors in art films, or those with very strong messages. However, Heath winning the Oscar for his portrayal of Joker stunned everyone, completely breaking previous conventions. In fact, he was the first and only actor to win an Oscar for a superhero movie role. Additionally, he was the first actor in history to win an Oscar posthumously. Unfortunately, Heath didn't live long enough to accept the award himself. Sharing his journey to become Joker, few know what he had to endure. Heath Ledger confined himself to a hotel room for an entire month, cutting off contact with the outside world to fully immerse himself in Joker, from voice to mannerisms. Many actors use this method to understand their roles, living as their characters. This not only helps physically but also psychologically. To prepare for Joker, Heath isolated himself from the world. He did this to see how it would feel to become Joker. It greatly helped him, allowing him to imagine what it would feel like to lose his mind. He had to stop method acting after a while because it negatively affected his relationships. Thanks to this, Ledger created an impressive Joker, surpassing the shadow of the Joker portrayed by veteran actor Jack Nicholson in the 1989 film Batman. When Heath took on the role of Joker, he drew inspiration from a character in the film Clockwork Orange. The film debuted in the 1970s and was considered one of the craziest films of its time. He adopted a peculiar style similar to a character in the film to make his madness appear more authentic. He truly understood the actions of a madman. He dedicated himself entirely to this role, so it's no surprise he wanted Christian Bale to genuinely beat him. Look back at this scene. Christian played Batman in The Dark Knight, and there's a scene where Batman interrogates Joker, and they fight. Heath wanted the fight scene to look as real and authentic as possible, so he asked Christian to actually hit him. He was willing to endure the pain of the fight just to make the film outstanding. His suggestion demonstrates how devoted he was to making Joker great. On the set of The Dark Knight, Heath was known for doing quirky, unexpected things. When acting, he didn't want to break character. However, some people on set disagreed with the excessively long duration he maintained his character. In his mind, he took on this role seriously, and did so because he was dedicated. He carried a diary on set where he would jot down ramblings about what sounded like the words of a madman. Some of the things he wrote in the diary were very dark and twisted. Some believe that after a while he began to lose his mind. There's always been a debate surrounding Joker. Some say he was just insane, while others say he was a genius. Heath wanted to immerse himself so the audience could see Joker as truly outstanding in his madness. Heath did everything without much explanation, but had a strategy when playing Joker. There was logic behind his plan for this role, and it greatly helped him. How do you feel about the journey he went through to portray the complete essence of Joker? Do you think he was insane or a genius? Heath Ledger was a highly improvisational actor, a skill that requires a high level of versatility and flexibility. However, during the filming of The Dark Knight, Heath often improvised. He was so skilled that most of his spontaneous scenes made it into the final cut. Heath loved skateboarding, and everyone knew it, which is why they weren't surprised when he did it on set. The only issue was that he was dressed as the Joker. The atmosphere on set was generally positive and relaxed, except for the crazy guy skateboarding around in full makeup. For some, this was unsettling. You know, every film crew has a makeup artist to tailor the makeup to the nature of the film and the director's vision. However, because he wanted to add his personal touch to the character, he opted to do his makeup. He said he wanted his makeup to look like it was done by a madman. He feared that handing the task to a makeup artist might diminish its professional quality. He was determined to do his makeup to resemble a madman painting his face. When creating the appearance and makeup, Heath used the Glasgow smile. This is a notorious gang in Scotland. The criminals would cut their enemy's mouth from ear to ear. This was so their enemies would remember it for the rest of their lives. Heath drew inspiration from this when doing his makeup. Here's another intriguing fact you might not know about Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker. The scene where Joker dresses up as a hospital employee is fantastic. The explosion was supposed to happen afterward in the scene, but Heath took the remote control and set off the explosion before anyone expected it. He wanted it to look real, and he wanted the other actors to react authentically to it. Additionally, he said it's precisely what his character would do. Heath's portrayal of Joker received high praise from many critics. Peter Travers, a critic for Rolling Stone magazine, remarked Ledger is astonishing, creating a Joker for the ages. Many comments suggest that the role of Joker seemed tailor-made for Ledger. he portrayed the clearest image of Joker, embodying the essence of an intelligent yet sinister, cruel, and insane Joker, truly Batman's most dangerous foe. Everything he did for this role was beyond our imagination. He wasn't just a talented actor, he was also a true artist. Without him, Joker wouldn't have been as beloved. It's just unfortunate that his genius couldn't protect him from fate's misfortune. There was once a reporter who asked him, if not an actor, what would Heath do? He whispered in response, "Well, I don't really know. Probably not much, just sitting on a beach, I guess." Perhaps on some distant beach in the sky, he still smiles when he sees the legacy he left in the hearts of his audience. Many rumors suggested that Heath Ledger died due to his obsession with his role as the Joker, but his family affirmed that the film was a happy time for him. Despite years of persistent rumors, even after his family denied them, the sister of the late actor decided to confront them once and for all, hoping everything would cease, allowing Heath to rest peacefully in another world. Speaking at the premiere of the documentary about Heath, I Am Heath Ledger at the Tribeca Film Festival, Kate Ledger, Heath's sister, refuted claims that portraying the Joker character led to insomnia and ultimately her brother's overdose. All reports indicate that Heath was depressed and the role affected him, but that's completely the opposite. There was nothing wrong with that role at all, Kate said. Heath was a wonderfully funny person, and I guess only his family and friends knew that. Heath was very cheerful and not at all depressed about playing the Joker. Speculation about the Joker's role affecting Heath's mental state stemmed from a remark made by star Jack Nicholson, who portrayed the Joker in 1989, saying, "I warned him." This statement led to subsequent conclusions following Heath's. The Australian actor departed at the peak of his career. With the role of the Joker, Heath was posthumously awarded the Oscar. Meanwhile, according to Derek Murray, director of the documentary about Heath Ledger in his final days, Heath became very sensitive and unhappy. Heath's close friend, Jerry Grinnell, spoke about the time Heath was working on his final film, The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, which was a time of battling illness and emotional and physical exhaustion. Jerry lived with Heath during the filming of this last movie. During that period, both Jerry and Derek knew that Heath was suffering from pneumonia, unable to sleep every night, missing his beloved daughter Matilda, and still grieving over his breakup with actress Michelle Williams. One thing the star of Brokeback Mountain didn't realize at the time was that his psychiatric medication wasn't working. The sleeping pills only exacerbated his health condition, bringing him closer to death's door in 2008. Jerry Grinnell further revealed that Heath had confided in him, saying, "I have to stop taking these sleeping pills, they're not doing anything. They make me feel unwell and even more miserable." Jerry himself also acknowledged this. He understood that the pills his friend took every day didn't help him solve his emotional issues, didn't ease his longing for his daughter, and especially didn't help Heath sleep. Heath understood that, Jerry sadly remarked. Heath's younger sister, Kate, also knew about her brother's heartbreak and his inability to overcome it. Heath didn't hide from his sister the fact that he was using a large amount of medication daily to deal with personal issues. Kate noticed that he always tried to be cheerful and engage in lively conversations whenever they met. Heath Ledger shocked Hollywood when he took his own life in his apartment on January 22, 2008. Next to Ledger's naked body in the New York apartment on the afternoon of Tuesday, January 22nd, there were many drugs scattered around. 6 types of drugs were found: the sleeping pill Ambien, the sedative Valium, the pain reliever Zoloft, Xanax, the high-dose, addictive sleeping pill Zopiclone, and Donormal tablets, a drug that has antihistamine effects and treats allergies. In addition, a rolled-up $20 bill was also discovered near Ledger's body, but police said a blood test came back negative for drugs. Those close to him believe that Heath Ledger could not have committed suicide. He is not the type of person to give up on life easily. The forensic examiner later confirmed this: Ledger died from a drug overdose, including licensed and unlicensed drugs. He used them for a long time to treat depression and insomnia. The personal doctor was then summoned for investigation but was proven innocent because the incident was just an accident. To this day, there are still issues that make people ask big questions. That is the strange relationship between the 28-year-old actor and actress Mary-Kate Olsen. A source revealed to People Mary-Kate and Heath dated informally and erratically for about 3 months before Heath passed away. They were very attached, but neither wanted to turn this relationship into a commitment. At the time of their acquaintance, in the summer of 2006, after Ledger was nominated for an Oscar for the film Brokeback Mountain, Ledger and Olsen were spotted having lunch together at the chateau with a group of friends. Ledger is described as being captivated by Olsen because she constantly made him hug his stomach. Mary-Kate made him laugh throughout the meal, recalled one person present at this moment. Regardless of their relationship in the past, the couple once again became in love with each other when the media reported that Mary-Kate received phone calls from Heath Ledger's masseuse, Mrs. Diana Wolozin. She went to Ledger's apartment in New York on Tuesday and found him dead in the bedroom. Wolozin dialed the shortcut on Ledger's cell phone to Olsen in California, offering to help. Olsen then told MS. Wolozin that she would call her security staff in New York to assist. According to AP, it took MS Diana Wolozin 9 minutes to make 3 phone calls to Olsen, waiting more than a minute for each call, before dialing the emergency number 911. She then called Olsen again a 4th time after the ambulance arrived. Ledger's apartment. Back in the summer of 2006, witnesses recalled the couple talked about scripts. told each other many funny stories about directors or actors in the entertainment industry. They also shared their interests. What they all have in common is Marlboro Red cigarettes. AP confirmed that Ms. Olsen called Mary-Kate Olsen a total of 4 times, not twice as initially reported by the press. It is currently unclear why Diana Olsen called Olsen, even though the actress was just a friend of Ledger, and why she did not immediately notify the police. Heath Ledger's sudden passing at a very young age made thousands of fans sad. His career is on the verge of reaching maturity. What's even more painful is that at that time, the masterpiece The Dark Knight had not yet been released, and Heath Ledger was in the middle of filming the movie The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. At the Oscars in 2009, 1 year after Heath's passing, the moment his name appeared on the screen moved everyone to tears. 15 years have passed since that emotional moment, but Heath Ledger's cinematic legacy will endure with the public forever. According to Heath's father's disclosure, Heath's favorite belongings and memorabilia from the films he starred in will be displayed at the Perth Museum in his hometown. Items brought to the Perth Museum include costumes Heath wore in his famous films, the 2 jackets he wore in Brokeback Mountain and The Dark Knight. Additionally, personal journals, film scripts, and previously unseen photos of Heath on set will be exhibited. On the main screen will be previously unpublished photos of Joker on the set. After Heath Ledger's passing, fans released the documentary Too Young to Die, which includes a journal he wrote at the hotel where he secluded himself to study the Joker. The last page of the journal bears the words "Bye-bye" scribbled by him, perhaps a sign of an impending tragedy. Another eerie coincidence that startled many was the strange parallel between Heath Ledger's first and last roles. In 1992, Heath had a minor role as an orphaned clown in the Clowning Around series of films. Although not credited, the role held sentimental value. And by 2007, in his final role, Heath once again portrayed a clown. The only difference is that the Joker in The Dark Knight portrayed by Heath delved too deep into the darkness, a role he could never escape from. The journey looking back at Heath Ledger's life and career with the iconic role of Joker has come to an end. There were times when we couldn't distinguish between Joker and Heath himself. Joker truly had a soul, not just a character. How do you feel when watching Joker and after listening to the entire journey of creating this character? Leave your comments below this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos. Goodbye and see you next time.